Hey friends, it is really good to be with you today. It is March the 29th. I would say we're like halfway between third base and home plate for the month of March. Super excited about finishing up the month and then starting something brand new. I love that. So, have you enjoyed watching a leader rise to the top? Have you ever experienced that? Maybe you've been one of those that kind of started in the sidelines and was mentored and was kind of on the outskirts, on the outside, looking in, but being trained by a great leader. Maybe you realized you were being trained by a great leader. Maybe you didn't realize you were being trained for a great leader for a great purpose. I wonder sometimes when I look back at the life of Joshua, did he hope to one day be second in command after Moses and Aaron? Well, when Aaron passed away, did he go, oh, okay, so Aaron, there's a place for me at the top now? Did he ever look at that top place? Did he ever even dream of it? All we know is we just see him kind of eking along the side. I think of him, on the Mountain Sinai where it says that Joshua stayed right below. And then there'll just be little mentions of him along the way. And he's leading the army, and Moses is standing there with Aaron and holding his arms out while Joshua's down there fighting. And the sun stood still for him. And there's so many things, so many great stories involving Joshua. But we don't really know what Joshua's dreams or aspirations were. We really don't. And then all of a sudden, God says, Joshua's my guy. Joshua's the one that I choose. So here's the thing that I love about these little few verses at the beginning of our reading today is that we see the full development of the character of Joshua in his acquisition of land. Everybody has gotten their land, and we see Joshua getting his last. And I think these few verses really just sum up the essence of who this great leader is. So I put them down on paper for us to look at today as how to spot a good leader for those of us who are wondering in the day that we live in, exactly who is a good leader. So many great Christian leaders in the last 24 to 48 months have fallen. Their true character has been exposed. Their secular activity as opposed to their spiritual activity has been exposed. And we're left to wonder, who exactly should I be following? Well, number one, we know, follow God. Pray and ask God for great discernment on who you should look to as spiritual guidance, look to for spiritual guidance, and help me identify truth. And we can just have to tuck that away for another day. There's so much there that we don't have time to get into today. But also in these few little points that I jotted down here for us to talk about today, it's not only about what leader to follow, but what leader to be. Maybe you're in a position of leadership. And I don't mean the leader of a nonprofit. I don't mean the leader of a huge, even secular business or Christian business. Maybe that you are the head of the PTA at your local school. Maybe you are working as the coordinator for all of the small groups in your church. Any spectrum of leadership that you might be in, these godly principles are going to apply. So whether you're the leader or whether you're looking at leaders and trying to identify, hey, I'm not really sure about this guy. I'm not really sure about this gal. These are some things that we can look at in these few short verses about Joshua. Because I don't know, just kind of down inside, I'm thinking, this guy had no idea what was ahead of him. And then let me just pause there for a second. You have no idea what is ahead of you, dear one. You don't know what God's plan is for you. I have no idea what's ahead of me. Where I'm sitting right now, in this seat, facilitating this conversation that we have about God's Word every single day, is where I thought I would be. After a few years, I knew this is where I was supposed to be, but never did I ever think that being the founder of and the administrator of a nonprofit ministry, I had no idea. I knew I had leadership qualities, and let me tell you why. I took my little spiritual gifts inventory a long time ago, and I continue to take it, and I continue to score high in leadership. So I knew I would be some kind of leader. Didn't know how. Didn't know what. Didn't even know if I wanted to. Sometimes I still wonder if I want to be. But here I am. So hold on to these truths, dear one, because you may be called to leadership one day, and there may be eyes looking at you for direction and wisdom and guidance. So just looking at just these few verses here, we can see a couple things that a godly leader lives with contentment. Everyone got their land pick, and then Joshua got his land last. He didn't go to the promised land and say, hey, I'm the oldest, I'm the wisest, I am the commander of this outfit. You better believe I'm getting my allotment first. He didn't go in demanding anything. He made sure that he was content. And one of the commentaries I read about this was I love the word. He was affixed with contentment. He was just fixed to it, and he was fine with the way things were. He put others first. A godly leader is going to put others first. He was making sure and looking out for the welfare of everyone else, the welfare of his entire country, the entire nation. He was looking out for their own interest. And by the way, you knew I was going to put Bible verses with this, right? New Testament Bible verses, paralleling all the way here. He didn't think highly of himself. He took land right in his own allotment according to his tribe. He didn't elevate himself. That's my main point here, is he didn't elevate himself going, I'm the oldest, I'm the leader, I'm going to have it over here. He lived right with his tribe, because that's really what God wanted. He wanted all the tribes to stay together, to conquer the land and own it and develop it and live in it and bring culture and prosperity to it through the planting and the harvesting and the growing of the nations. He lived humbly. He was like, you know what? I'm good with just being right here with my people. And I think what I love here is this word rebuilt. It says here in verse 50, he rebuilt the town and lived there. Okay? He did not pick a town that was already established with all its buildings and everything it needed to be a successful township. He rebuilt it. He wasn't lazy. Oh, never have we seen him be lazy. What a trait of a good leader. He's not going to just sit back and let it all happen to him and for him. He's going to be involved in it. I just thank the Lord for these great lessons, because in today, as I said earlier, it's hard to know who to look at. If you're looking at someone, if your eyes are on someone, look at how they're living according to these standards of Joshua. If they're not following these, I certainly wouldn't follow them. Have a great day, and I will see you next time on Read Through the Word.